Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. We are going to go straight back into content creation here, not me just rambling. But anyway, I'm going to do a heroic raid video, another Olympus raid video. It's going to be the Rocktitan, and let me explain why. So when you get to heroic, what you want to do is really split up your teams to effectively have like 2 or 3 teams per Titan. What happens once you start clearing heroic is you want to speed up your runs, and to speed up your runs, you need to kind of take down Rock and Tornado quite quickly. Unfortunately, at least for my club, the slowest Titans are Rock and Tornado, and the reason is because you're limited on teams for the Rock. Now, I've decided to put together a video. It's kind of like tips and tricks really on actually managing to land debuffs on the Rocktitan, because ultimately you can do quite a lot of damage on the Rocktitan, more damage than most because of more damage on these than the others, except for the kind of the cheese runs like with Ian and Eve. But because you've got 2 heads to distribute the damage to, you can end up getting at least 400k runs quite comfortably. So I'm going to show you a video today with 6 runs, which I often use on the Rocktitan myself. We as a club are quite slow. Well, not quite slow, but we're slower at taking down the Rocktitan. When it gets to ice and lava, it becomes pretty much free fall, because number 1, you've got Ian and Maleficent to use, and then number 2, it's just really easy to get to empowered because you know they're much slower. It's easy to land debuffs, but on the Rock, he's got so much tenacity. And you can't manipulate turn meter, so it's a lot harder really to have viable teams. So today I've got 6 teams for you, and they've all got like their own sort of tips and tricks to actually getting good damage on the Rocktitan. So let me just switch screen. Okay, so we've got this first team here, and you think it looks a bit balmy, but basically you've got this like buff Elsa team. You've got Barley and you've got Pocahontas that are going to be sending all the nice buffs to Elsa. You've got Olaf is also going to be able to give lots of buffs to Elsa to make her hit harder, but the important character here is Chunk, because Chunk is the one that's going to be able to land debuffs. Now, if you've seen any of my other videos, you've been playing this raid long enough, you'll realize that you will always crit on the Titans when Ice Titan is alive. That's why you kill him last, but also when you've got debuffs on them. You will always crit if you've got a debuff on them. And Chunk is able to land fear with his passive. So we're jumping into the footage here. Now initially what I do here is basically just effectively give Elsa all the buffs as quick as possible. It's really useful. I will say this. I know this might be quite a long video today, so I've sped up the runs here, but basically, so I'm going to have to be pausing a couple of times. But here you go. Chunk landed fear, and you can extend it on his second ability. And now Elsa's ready to go. She's going to explode, and she's going to crit for, I think, 90. So that's 92k on each head. Tried to reduce the turn meter, didn't really work. And this is the other thing about Pocahontas. She's great for passing back the debuffs onto the Rocktitan. So now he's no longer got fear, but you can still crit on him. See, big hits. My Elsa is fully upgraded, by the way. But yeah, she's just hitting hard. That was a misclick. I should have just done the basic. It does more damage. Got lucky there with the crit power up buff. And there we go. Got to empowered. I tried to focus damage on this one initially where I had the debuffs, but I actually got this head empowered, so you know that the run is going to be quite a good run. Okay, 464, not bad. Next team, just pause there because it doesn't go very quickly. It's just a princess team. Now you'll be thinking, why am I not using Moana with Frozone? So you'll notice that you'll know that Triton's been patched now, so you can't use that Triton team anymore. So I take Frozone off it and actually put him with this princess team. And with Cauldron, this team is amazing. It's probably my most fun team. It's the most enjoyable team to use, because you just all these attacks. And I like Mulan instead of Moana here because she can assist like Merida, and she's the one I actually also end up giving all the buffs to from Frozone. But yeah, really, really fun team. Lots of assists with that Cauldron once the pot once the Cauldron is out. You also think this is kind of dumb that I didn't restart here, but I was getting a bit fed up of restarts on this raid, so I just decided to go ahead without it, because I know that once I've got the Cauldron out, Frozen's probably going to be able to take another turn. But lots of damage. Give it to Mulan. She's got high turn meter. And now my aim is to hope that she actually assists. I'm not sure she does, but oh, there you go. And this is my favourite bit about it. Everyone gets the speed boost. Frozone is also able to reduce a bit of turn meter, and now you can literally just go to town. The thing about the Rocktitan as well is you need to distribute the damage on each head equally. So if I think I'm doing too much damage on the left-hand side, I'm going to move to the right. You'll also realise that I was saving Rapunzel's healing here just to get rid of all these debuffs. So and now we're going to hit empowered. So I'm pretty confident this is a good run. Hopefully you can get another big hit with Merida. There we go. My aim really is to get above 400k each time I do runs here. There we go, 460k, not bad. Also, these teams are all going to be equally distributed. This isn't. There's no overlap here, so these are all separate units every time. Now, yeah, sorry, I didn't really explain on the last one. It's fairly obvious how you do so much damage. You've got Frozone there who can lay down his debuffs. The important point, again, the theme here with all these runs is managing to get debuffs on the Titan. Now, this is your standard Sully Mike team. If you use that third ability, you're going to have to land Fear. If it doesn't land Fear, you restart. And then I've pushed back a bit of turn meter here with Esme. Unfortunately, I've landed another debuff on the other head, so I can now start looking at doing damage on both heads. Now, I used Sully's Scare there to try to extend Fear. And remember, before you use his big door ability, you're going to be wanting to get out all of these minions. And the shadow, now I think the shadow counts for, I don't know if it counts for additional damage since you're shadowing Mike and he's Monsters Inc. And we know that heroes and Monsters Inc. get twofold the damage, I believe. But in any case, what we've got a goat, we've got a Mike Shadow and a troll, and you'll see that Sully hits for, he's going to hit quite big. That's unfortunate. I hate this middle head. But anyway, 420k. This not middle head, but this middle thing that gets in the way. We're in empowered now. He's not going to survive. This is it. This is the run over. The rock bash is going to kill everyone, but got a couple of good hits from Sully there. and 580k, which is not bad. Which is pretty good going, to be honest. So that's that team. Now, this next team is your standard machine gun Hades. I'm going to pause there. The aim here is you're going to sacrifice an eel. When you do that, it sends Ursula into empowered. It's hopefully going to send Hades into empowered. It might not. You should restart if it doesn't. I don't think I did in this run here. But the main thing isn't really going to be these two. It's actually going to be pain in... when you sacrifice an eel and it makes Ursula go empowered, she's going to land blind. Now, I don't know if this is just a bug or whatever, but this lands blind every single time. And the beauty of Pain and Panic is he can extend debuffs. So you can extend blind, which leaves you the opportunity to crit more. And you'll see that here. I do like to the other thing is I like to do stasis. I'm going to sacrifice an eel here. Unfortunately, no. In fact, stop here. I didn't get the empowered. Usually I would restart, but I felt I just wanted to try this. The other thing is I've stasised one side of the head, which creates this unequal TM situation. This one is this side of the head, this right hand side, is gonna reach empowered and the rock smash quicker. So you're gonna effectively want to stasis this side of the head again, but in this situation you've got blind on both sides. The one with the least turn meter, you have a chance of Pain and Panic taking another turn before this side goes. So this is the side you want to extend, and if you just look at this blind ability at the top, you'll see that it gets extended to 2. See? Yeah. Even circled it. Now, I have a way to land debuffs on the head still. And I will say you want to distribute the damage a little bit equally. Hades is a lot of damage. This is... if I was to restart this run, and then I'm going to put... There you go, sorry. Extend the blind again. If I was going to restart this run, I would, with Hades, just distribute the damage equally. Mine's fully upgraded, so he actually does a little bit too much damage to that side sometimes. If all of his basics go on the side with the debuff. And sacrifice another eel, and there we go. He's empowered now. Gonna stasis again. So really, really important there that I'm gonna delay this side of the head. Right, so I'll stop moving the mouse. You delay that side of the head, so when he rock smashes, he's just going to effectively proc Hades to take all these turns. And my Hades hits too hard, so didn't really get much out of him. But yeah, sorry, it's going a bit quickly, but as I said, I thought this video would be too long, so I did speed up the footage. But yeah. It's really great to get counter stacks on Hades. I will say this. Really, really great to get counter stacks on Hades because he can just go nuts after empowered at the end. Right. Next trick. I'll pause there. Right. Shere Khan. When he does a basic... so when he does a basic attack, he goes into stealth. When he's in stealth, he can effectively land... continuous damage with 100% effect on the Rocktitan. And this is what you're going to do. He's going to basic now because Mickey calls the assist. You're then going to use his swipe ability on one side, and then with Merlin you're going to give him the 3 magic again so he can then swipe on the other side. And then you've got debuffs on both sides. Merlin took a turn before Shere Khan there, so I just used that ability on himself. Just so, something to do. Now, you can see got landed continuous damage up here. I'm going to work on this side of the head because this one is going to lose its continuous damage quicker. Now swipes on the other side. So look at that. You can now start AoEing. Mickey's going to do Disneyland Forever, which is going to hit both sides and crit. Yeah. Quite a simple team. A bit of RNG at the start because Donald's usually not going to take a turn before one of the rock heads moves. Lots of counter attacks. I like Sugar Rush here as well because because you get these extra attacks in. I'm going to start working on the side with all the debuffs still. Wanted that to happen as well, but this is it. My run's over now. I've got to empowered, which is the main thing. And there you go, another 400k run. Okay. This is my last team, is it? I think this is my last team, yeah. Right, so I'm going to pause it here. This is just a kind of mix and match. Now, at the minute, Beast is bugged, so he's kind of not that effective against Tornado. So if I'm, and we also have Eve teams, to be honest. The Eve teams can just really do so much damage to the Tornado. You don't need to focus him down. So that's why in this situation I'm using these two here. But effectively, you've just got multiple assists of high basic damage, really. You've got Belle, who's going to call Hercules and Beast basics. You've got Jack here, who's going to lay the fear down, and you've got the Meg Hurt combination, which is going to do really well. Again, it's always about this distribution of damage. So use that ability. So now we've got fear. The other great thing about Beast here or Beast and Belle is you've got fear on the board, so that means you're going to be able to land Shaken really, really easily, and it's 4-turn fear. So when the rock smash is going to come, you can literally just use Shaken. The other thing is, I'm going to pause that there. Sorry about this. Really, really important. Putting the taunt on Hercules because it gives him his heroism quicker. He's going to go straight into beast mode basically, and you can rewind it back, but you can see that he got these 2 extra stacks just by putting the taunt on him. Now, this is a bit of a judgment call, really. So what I do is whenever Hercules has guaranteed crit, I use it on the other head. Now, that's really important. I'm going to stop there. Belle also can reflect, and the other thing is these reflects actually sometimes land. So you can see here she got landed with continuous damage, and she reflected onto the head that she got the continuous damage from, which means that now we can crit this side. So we have 2 opportunities here to do damage on both heads. So Rock's about to go with his big smash. Unfortunately, actually, the side that did go was the other one, which had all the debuffs, which lands all the debuffs. But now I've got my 2 spells charged, which can push back turn meter. It just means I'm going to have to eat one of these insta kills. But you'll see when he does his bash now, it's not going to land any debuffs. So I'm going to put fear on the other head just because. There you go. Hardly any damage. And there we go, we've hit empowered. Another run which is quite fun, to be honest. And there we have it. So, we've got 6 teams here. 6 teams that do different things. We've got, we've got this Hercules team which can land the debuffs from Jack. You've got Shere Khan interacting with Merlin to put continuous damage on both heads. You've got Ursula Eels who proc and put blind on both heads. Always happens. You've got Pain and Panic, you can push back turn meter and then also extend those debuffs. You've then got Mike and Sully. The interactions between... Basically, Mike's lead gives a lot of potency, so you can land Fear. You've then got your frozone Princess team, which lands slows, and I love that team. Honestly, it's my favourite to use. It's just so fun with all the assists from Mulan, and just basically being able to use Tiana's ability, gumbo pot ability over and over to call their mass assist. It's really, really fun. And then you've also got the chunk tactic, which can put Fear down. Now, you're probably wondering why I've not used certain teams here. You'll be thinking, well, you could use Chunk with Maleficent or Ian. You could use Ian on this Titan as well. I want to give you teams that I think you can use on the Rocktitan, but also leaving you useful teams for the other Titans. Now, the 3 remaining chosen here are Queen of Hearts, the Horn King, and Sally. You've still got your Sally, Ian, Maleficent team intact. You just don't have Chunk now. You can just sub in Frollo instead, and you've still got Bubbles to use. You've also got Queen of Hearts, which you can use on the Tornado with Eve. And then the Horn King, to be honest with you, it's super, super easy to get damage with the Horn King. Like, you could effectively use, a Maui Moana team with the Horn King, maybe Dr. Facilier for a bit of healing, on or even Baymax on the Ice Titan. So you've got a team for each Titan remaining, and you've already pulled out 6 400k runs on the Rocktitan. So there you have it. Like, I thought that would be fun to do, because to be honest with you, I do find the raids can be a little bit boring. So it's for me it's always fun to find a consistent set of teams that doesn't eat into each other. Now they're not fully optimized, because, for example, I used Wendy with Monsters Inc. just for the Shadow and Mike. Now you probably better off to use Wendy for a team with Sally, and maybe Chunk to be using that team for Ian, because the best Ian teams seem to not even use Maleficent now. So so there's a little bit of crossover, but you've definitely got teams left over. You've got the original Ian Maleficent team left over. You can check my video back way back when I did that. You've got the Eve team you can still put together, and you've got Horn King, which can be slotted anywhere really. So now hope you enjoyed the video today, and hopefully this helps to speed up your runs. I hope my club watches this as well and sees all the different teams you can use that don't galvanize each other on the Rocktitan. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe.